Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. A wise person, a self realized person, according to Sri Akshavakra of Ashtavakra Gita, lives on the foundation of the substrata of the self. He or she is self abiding, and hence he or she has transcended life, birth, and death. He or she does not care whether he or she lives or drops dead. This means that a person who is abiding in the self has stopped living for himself or herself. Only when they do so, they are attached to the mind body complex and this material world, and all attachment to family, relatives, and friends arises that a self realized soul lies on the foundation of the substrata of the self. He or she identifies with his or her soul and not the mind body complex, and hence they automatically get detached from this this material universe and family and friends, because they come to know that the mind body complex this time is different from the one that they had been into in their previous births, or in which they will be in the next births. Actually, people who abide in the self don't have any rebirths like that of ordinary living entities. They are here only as an assignment from God. As soon as it is over, they go back to Godhead or go back abiding in the self and lying in the foundation of the self. There are several examples which will prove this point. In Autobiography of a Yogi, Swami Yogananda Paramhansa declares or discusses or introduces us to one Maha Avatar Babaji. Maha Avatar Babaji is a self-realized soul who is lying on the foundation of the substrata of the self. He does not need any birth. He has transcended the cycle of birth and death to which all of us mortals are acclimatized to. He comes here, completes his job, and goes back. He came here last time to introduce Kriya Yoga through Lahiri Mahasaya. The credit for Kriya Yoga and its spreading in India and abroad goes to Lahiri Mahasaya, his disciples, and his disciples' disciples. Sri Yukteswar Giri, Panchananda Bhattacharya, Satyananda, Yogananda Paramahansa, Janakananda, Mother, etc. Babaji does not take any credit for that. He just introduced it to the mortals so that mortals can benefit from him. Similarly, Mata, Maha-Avatar Babaji's younger sister, is meditating continuously under this earth in a place called Dashashweta Ghat in Varanasi under a rock. She is not at all visible and nothing happens to her even though she has been under the rock for centuries. She has transcended life, birth, and death. She remains glorious, beautiful, lovely, meditative, and she abides in the self and stays in the foundation of the substrata of the self. Similarly, there are many examples of great saints and renunciants, etc., who have come here only to serve humanity. Actually, they don't care whether they live or they die. Lahiri Mahasaya introduced Kriya Yoga to this country. But one day, when a messenger from Babaji came to him and said, "Your time is up, it is time to go," he simply cut himself off from this material world and went away happily as if he had never come here. Same was the case with Sri Sri Yukteswaragiri. Swami Yogananda Paramahansa wanted to become a monk, but he got an assignment from God to spread Kriya Yoga internationally. He completed his job diligently and told everyone who knew him, "I think it is high time I went." And thus he died at the age of 59. He did not care to live long to enjoy his success. His work in this world was over. And today, Kriya Yoga is international and thriving, not because Swami Yogananda Paramahansa is still alive, but because his teachings and his service to mankind has borne fruit. Similarly, Pranabananda knew when he will go. Swami Pranabananda was an employee in the railway department in which Swami Yogananda Paramahansa's father was a senior vice president. Pranabananda used to work all day and meditate all night. But yet he did not lose heart. He spread Kriya Yoga everywhere and he told his own numerous devotees and disciples, "I think I am going to kick the frame." They were stunned when he said that nonchalantly, as if it was a cut and dried job. He simply addressed his numerous devotees, gave a speech, and suddenly went away, leaving this mortal coil in the earth. He did not want to live here again. He had transcended births and deaths. We all should emulate such very, very great people. We should pray to God that He should consider Our birth here also as an assignment and not as some personal sojourn in this big bad material universe. We must not live for our personal ambitions, greed, etc. We should not be attached to anything. We should transcend life, birth, and death. We should not care if we drop dead now because we should not care about this body which certainly does not belong to us. It came in this birth and so it has to be discarded in this material body universe just like we discard old clothes. We are supposed to stay and repose in the foundation of the substrata of self, abide in the self, become self realized, attain nirvikalpa samadhi, identify ourselves as Brahman and become servants of God to fulfill His assignments in this world. That is all for the present. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.